Hi, I just want to talk about holding the violin, supporting the violin. This is kind of a controversial issue. I just want to offer a couple ideas. First of all, I just want you to consider this. Hold the violin with your hand like this. You'll feel some strain in your wrist. After a while, it'll probably get quite heavy, just holding the violin like this. You'll feel it on your forearm. Now, if you put a little bit of weight here, just like what the bow would be doing, you'll feel even more strain. So I just want you to imagine that that is the strain that you put on your neck if you hold the violin with your neck. And just consider that if you're tensing your neck muscles like that over time, it is going to impact your facility and your range of motion and your ease of motion, and definitely, especially as you get older, it's going to cause pain, which none of us want to have. So that's pretty much the most common sense argument I can make in favor of not holding the violin with your neck. Now here's what I would suggest as the alternative. You can have a little bit of weight falling onto the violin from your chin. So I kind of try to snug it in here, and I realize that people are going to have different necks, they're going to have different shoulders. So this is kind of what makes this issue so tricky for a lot of people. And especially if you have a really long neck, or if you don't have much of a shelf on your shoulder at all, those are the kind of things that are going to make this even trickier. But in general, I would say try to get a good healthy shoulder rest, and some even more distance than what I have here, especially if you have a long neck, so that you can comfortably kind of fit it in there. And then, in theory, the weight of your chin can provide a little bit of, holding the violin. But in general, I really want to support the violin with my left hand. And the way I do that is I have kind of a little V right there, and it kind of falls into the V. We don't let it fall all the way like that. We don't let it fall all the way in so that the thumb comes up. We just let it kind of sit right there so that I can easily kind of go up and down with the violin. And at least if you're just in first position, I would encourage you to practice this and to feel what it is to support the violin from your left arm. So when we push down and we pull, we have those forces coming downwards and horizontally, but we should also have an opposing force from our left arm instead of trying to create that opposing force with our neck. And you can see, just drawing a regular bow on an open string, I'm holding my violin right here, and I'm really trying to feel the force coming from my left elbow, from my left arm, pushing the violin up. I can even experiment with it by doing this, where I hold my bow steady and push my violin into it. So whenever I play, I try to really be conscious of the support from my left hand. And you can see that, just to make sure about that, I'll try to let my neck move freely. And we still need to deal with how we hold the violin up here and keep it in place. And that is something we will deal with. But for now, maybe try to play scales in first position and really keeping your neck loose, just maintaining some looseness in your neck, and focus on the support from the left arm. This is a really common problem that a lot of people are dealing with, and I just wanted to share some of my insights in this regard. When I was about 19, I had to go through a period of a couple years where my classical teacher, was helping me to kind of renovate the way I held the violin. And it was really difficult, but over time it really paid off.